Hey everybody, it's nice to have all of you here with me today on ERIT's virtual booth at the 2020 AWIF event. Today I'll be talking about what ERIT does and how important it is to the healthcare industry. First of all, we've all heard of chemotherapy. For those who don't know, chemotherapy involves treating cancer patients with drugs that are usually hazardous. We see the effects of these drugs on patients to a very large extent, falling hair, vomiting, hemorrhage, and all of the sorts. But what people don't know is that the like may happen to the healthcare worker administering such drugs. For those cancer patients, since it's the only way they can their diseases can be cured, they have no other option than to be exposed to such drugs. But this isn't true for the healthcare worker. They need to protect themselves from such awful effects. Now, the only way the caregiver can be protected is if the international guidelines are followed. These guidelines help prevent even the most minimal of exposure to hazardous drugs. Now, elimination and substitution, as you can see on the slide, involve using alternatives that are not hazardous. But as I already mentioned, the mechanism of these of action of these chemotherapeutic drugs do not distinguish between normal and cancerous cells. There is no way that only the cancerous cells can be targeted, and as such, elimination and substitution are not feasible solutions. All we can do is to rely on engineering controls, such as clean rooms, biosafety cabinets, CSTDs, and administrative controls where the healthcare administrators ensure that their staff obeys the recommended rules in chemotherapy. And last but not the least, the use of personal protective equipment. And that's one place ERIT comes into play. What we do is that we provide the necessary equipment and protective apparel. And not only that, but training on how to use this apparel. In this particular aspect, ERIT takes this to be its highest priority, and that's what makes ERIT Health unique. We do this to improve and promote the well-being of the oncology population. Now, our products range from personal protective equipment to medical supplies to hospital instruments. Our most featured or unique product is the thumb loop isolation gown. Now, someone might ask, what makes our gown special? Our gowns meet the required recommendations as stipulated by notable cancer care organizations, such as the Oncology Nursing Society. Also, our gowns are fully impermeable and they feature a thumb loop system which prevents the gown from easily slipping away from the body. These gowns are disposable. Now, most facilities use gowns that they keep reusing over and over and over again, and contamination builds up on them to concentrations that makes the gowns very toxic. Now, the purpose of these gowns is to offer a layer of protection that prevents you from being exposed to the chemotherapeutic drugs. And someone might argue that the disposable gowns are expensive in the long run, but these gowns are affordable and at very cost-effective prices. And can I add that we can't compromise on the health of our health professionals? Okay, so these are the recommendations stated by the Oncology Nursing Society, and all our gowns conform to these regulations. So in addition to these gowns, we sell other products such as face masks, shoe covers, hair covers, gloves needed in double gloving, and so many other protective apparels needed in chemotherapy. Okay, our products also include instruments needed in drug transfer. We have the LuLock Syringe, which features a twist screw system that locks needles tightly to syringes, thereby preventing accidental disconnections and leakages. Now, this is the most acceptable syringe there is for chemotherapy sessions. We also have chemotherapy transport bags and containers. All of them are properly labeled with instructions on how to transport these hazardous drugs. And these bags prevent even vapor concentrations of the chemotherapeutic drugs from going out. Now, in waste management, materials that contain or have contained hazardous drugs are still dangerous even after use. They need to be safely disposed, since the least amount of the drug may potentially cause very serious side effects. Now, in waste management, Earth Health has yellow chemotherapy containers suitable for disposal of trace amounts of chemotherapy waste, such as empty infusion bags, valves, gowns, gloves, and so on. And these containers are used when there is less than 3% of the former volume of hazardous drug left. We also have waste transport bags that can be used alongside the yellow containers. Now, for the disposal of bulk chemotherapy waste, that is when there is more than 3% of the former volume left, we have black hazardous waste containers of variable volumes. Now, there could also be accidental spills during chemotherapy, and cleaning up such messes would require a high level of professional expertise and the appropriate spill kits, which Erit Health also provides. This kit comes with a chemo spill sign, as absorbent parts, spill solidifiers, scoop scrapers, and so on, all needed to clean up spills during chemotherapy sessions. In training, as I've already mentioned, we do not just provide protective apparel. We also train health caregivers and patients on proper ways of protecting themselves. For instance, there is a gloving technique called double gloving, which is the practice of wearing two different sets of gloves to offer double protection to the hands. Now, most healthcare workers do not know the benefits of double gloving, and Erit Health trains workers on how to double glove. And by the way, you can read more about this from our website. Again, most healthcare workers don't know the proper way of gowning up. As you can see in our main product video, we try our very best to publicize the proper ways of gowning up. And if institutions are able to get into contact with us, we also do in-person trainings, online trainings, a lot of trainings. Thank you so much for your time. You can contact us on the following contacts. We also have some special offers for you as well. Do well to check up on our booth, and you can check up on our booth for the coupon. Thank you very much.